What's up, everybody? It's a little cool today, so I'm not gonna dilly-dally too much. But yeah, so updates. The M109R is gone, and that's gonna be the main focus of this vlog today. I picked up a XR650R and a CBR 2007 CBR 600RR from the same guy that was actually the original owner on both bikes, and he managed to wreck both of them. So I went out and bought those just the other day. The 650R has been torn apart, and there'll be another video on kind of that decision-making process a little bit later. But that bike's torn apart, and it's already going to be listed on for sale in pieces by the time you guys watch this. And then the CBR we're actually going to resurrect, and I'm still trying to figure out how much that's going to cost and which parts I want to buy, which parts I don't want to buy, and kind of go from there. So the other thing is, the other update is we've gone, last I checked, I had 112 subscribers. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who subscribes. I've gotten some more feedback, some more comments. It really makes all the difference for me, because, it takes extra time and energy to shoot these vlogs and shoot my technical videos and, edit them and get them up on the web. All that takes time and energy. I appreciate you guys stepping up and saying, yeah, we love this, we want to see more of it, because, it gives me an incentive to really try to push the envelope on that, rather than just being like, fuck it, I don't want to get out the GoPro, just get a project knocked out real quick. Take the time, document it, throw it up on the internet for you guys. So I unknowingly bought a stolen bike, and so the M109R was reported stolen, most likely by a finance company for non-payment, rather than an actual middle of the night thievy, sneaky theft. But anyway, I went to the DMV last Friday to get a bonded title going on the bike, and the guy pulled me aside and was like, hey, this VIN just popped up as stolen. So I immediately went home, contacted Pflugerville PD. They came out with a record, took a statement, pulled the bike away. As far as I know, I'm all clear on it. I don't have to worry too much about any sort of repercussions. But other than the most obvious. So the first point is, when something like this happens, it just sucks, but you got to suck it up and deal with it, because it's like, I'm out $1,000 now. That's $1,000 or 900 and something that I'll never get back. And the funny thing is that I actually fixed the bike. The bike is actually in better condition now than when I received it, or when it was stolen, quote unquote. So anyway, the cops came and hauled that away and took a report and whatever, and did their cop thing, which is fine. Cops do their cop thing. But let's just step back and analyze this for a moment. Like, the fact that the bike was stolen or reported stolen and I had to deal with all this shit is just an aftermath. Maybe just because I'm an engineer, but I instantly want to root cause everything. And so let's take a look at the root cause, what I did, what I could have done, and so on. So in my life, I've probably done close to a dozen bonded titles now. It's a pretty common thing. I talked to the guy at the DMV. He says he probably does, 3, 4, 5 a day. There's nothing uncommon about a bonded title, and there's nothing that should throw you off about a bonded title. It's very, very safe and on point and everything like that. So when I buy a bike, any bike, I run it through what's called NCIB, and it's the National Criminal Insurance Bureau or something like that. But it's supposed to be, if the bike has been stolen, it pops. If the bike is wanted by an insurance company for something, it pops. If it gives you 2 green check marks, then you're supposed to know that the bike's not stolen and that everything is hunky-dory. So I ran NCIB on the M109R when I picked it up, like I always do. and it popped green. It was all clear. And then I did it yesterday, and it's still all clear, which is really disappointing and kind of threw the cops for a loop because they thought NCIB was kept up to date as well. But apparently, it's only quasi-effective. The other thing is I did one of those $5 NVMCIT, basically an auto check online the day after I bought the bike, and the bike also came back clean on that. So I did everything in my power to make sure the bike was clean, and I still got basically screwed on it. So the question is, what else can you do? So right now I'm investigating, other possible opportunities. There's this thing called Quick VTR, which is used primarily by dealers and private investigators. It basically taps in directly to the DMV, and for about $15 a month, you can pull down, I think, up to 25 VINs, and then the price escalates based on the number of VINs you run. But the problem is that's not really supposed to be available to the public. It's really available only to bonded dealers and private investigators and government agencies and so on and so forth. But I'm looking into a variety of ways, and if I come up with something good, I will let you guys know, obviously, if there's a good way of making sure a VIN is clean before you throw down some cash on it. So that's my goal. Basically, the thing is, if I'm going to be doing this more aggressively, be trying to move more bikes in and out of my shop, I really need a more, not honest, but a more thorough way of checking bikes out before I commit to them. And like I said, I've done tons of bonded titles and never had an issue up until now, and it's like, it's a huge headache. Yeah, I'm out money, yeah, that sucks, but it's like, I'm worried about the ramifications for me, because it's like, thankfully that guy at the DMV, he kind of knows me already, so he just took me aside and said, hey, listen, you really need to go contact the police. It'll be much easier, if you do it rather than I do it. And so I did, but that puts me in a much more awkward position, because what if he'd been an asshole? What if I had fucking cops storming my house over a stolen vehicle that I knew nothing about? Because it's like you're just out, So that was the big thing this week. It's been just a shitty week, guys, to be honest with you. I had a buyer lined up for the ZX9R, but he bailed because I couldn't get it to start, because the morning I was supposed to meet him, it decided to eat the idler gear, or reduction gear, whatever you want to call it, that sits between the starter and the crankshaft. And basically what happened was, I went to go hit it started, and it must have chipped. It already had chipped one tooth, and it must have chipped the second tooth. So then the starter basically couldn't turn the crank over, because there was no contact. Basically, the gear had too big of a break in it. So it's like a $20 part, but it cost me a really good sale, possibly, and that's what really pisses me off. So I got the part ordered. Hopefully it'll be in, it's supposed to be in sometime here in the next few days. I'll get that back together so I can see if I can find some other buyers for it. Because I'd like to get that bike sold. I mean, I like to get all my bikes sold, but I'd really like to get that one out, because it's not a bike that I want to ride around, and so, because it's not plated and stuff, so I would be really pretty interested in getting that, all finished up. And then this stupid thing, all of a sudden one day I went on to kick it, and it fires right up like it always does, but all of a sudden all of my lights on this bike have stopped working. So I don't know what the deal with that is, but I got to figure that out too. And it's just like, the weather's getting cold and nasty, and it's been raining all week, and I got to go back to work tomorrow, just like most of you, and it's it's just been one of those kind of weeks, I guess. where nothing's really worked out that well. Anyway, so that's me, you know, world's smallest violin, playing a tune. But I hope everybody had a safe New Year's, safe holidays, and there's lots of videos, lots more videos coming. But it's been kind of, all the house stuff has been kind of on hold. Oh, I guess one positive thing is I got a new pressure washer pump in finally, and that works great. So that was awesome. It's like my new favorite tool. That pressure washer is awesome, and for $65, I couldn't be more thrilled. So anyway, like I said, I hope everybody has a happy holiday. And ride safe. I'll see you guys next week.